Jake, we're back Monday, February 10th, the Monday following the Super Bowl. What was it? Super Bowl
59?
Yeah. Fucking I can't read the goddamn fucking Roman numerals. I don't know. We should just put a fucking, real number on there so I fucking know. We're back today.
54.
Yeah, see, nobody knows, do they?
It was 59.
What's that?
It was 59.
All right, well,
No, L-I-X, you're right.
I wish I would have fucking looked this up before we got on fucking on camera. But hey, first things first, shalom, baby. What are you laughing at? Huh? What's so funny with you? But since you're laughing and giggling, you want to start here with the Super Bowl festivities?
Man, I loved it from play one. I loved it from the first drive where he threw to A.J. Brown and they called pass interference on A.J. Brown, and the commentators thought that was not pass interference. What's going on here? And then I enjoyed how all the rest of the calls pretty much went the Eagles' way. It was a taste of the Chiefs' own medicine. It was just delightful how they just broke down the Chiefs' defense, broke down their offense. Every play was amazing for the Eagles. I mean, I thought
it was a different game than we expected, right? Saquon has to.
It was well orchestrated.
Not one of us thought it was going to go like this. Not one of us thought it was going to go like this.
No.
The Eagles are going to win. Saquon's got to go off. And that
Saquon's got 2 touchdowns, probably 200 fucking yards, and maybe they'll get a play action throw here. The defense has to show up. Well, the defense did show up for the Eagles big fucking time. I think they were the MVP of the game. Honestly, they should have just gave it to the entire defensive thing. Brandon Graham, what's the safety, the young safety's Super Bowl?
Cooper DeJean.
Played well. Josh Sweat, there was another guy on the line. I can't remember his name. He played fucking well. The linebackers played good. The one linebacker, can't remember his name either. He got that pick at the end. The defense was stifling. And the offensive line for these Chiefs, which we saw this early on in the season for them, it happened once or twice. They faltered and folded, and they're not doing very good. The offensive line blew it. I mean, you can blame Mahomes for some of that stuff, but you can't blame him for all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running for his fucking life.
I love that. It was almost like the defense, when Mahomes was playing that defense, like they knew what his count was. Because every time, as soon as he hiked that ball, they were on top of it.
Well, they were rushing 4 and 3 almost the whole entire game, too. I think they only blitzed a couple of times, I read this morning. And so a 3-man rush, 4-man rush, to be able to sack him, pressure him, chase him out of the pocket like that.
Zach Bond. It might have been
Zach Bond.
That's what they were going to have to do to win this game.
He wasn't the defensive player of the year, was he?
I don't believe so.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think you're right.
Was he?
No, they gave it to Patrick Surtain. Never mind.
You're right, but he was in the
He was in there.
Conversation,
right? Okay, so Surtain got it over Garrett?
Listen, I'd rather talk about the Patrick Surtain thing at another time.
Yeah.
After the Super Bowl, because I got a lot to say about that.
Absolutely.
Continue on. Did not know the defense was going to play that well. Even though I have been saying for a long, long time the Eagles' defensive line is no fucking joke. And we've seen it in the Super Bowl era with Tom Brady when he kept going back. The way to beat Tom Brady was to have a pass rush. If you had a pass rush, like the Giants did 2 years in a row, one of the best. You can win.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting through that.
They built that team right.
Imagine if Eli could score; they would have blown them out.
I'm glad the games went exactly how they did, that this game went the way it did, because the Chiefs have been squeaking by all year and they did not deserve the Super Bowl win. They did not deserve it.
Success to be the Eagles for me. I know Adam's the house Eagles fan. I had to cheer for the Eagles, and I was cheering. And at the end of the game, I was like, yeah! And then this morning, I woke up, I was like, fuck, it's the Eagles fucking won. Fuck! But I'm glad they won how they did.
I'm absolutely glad they won.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
I'd be okay if the Chiefs never went to a Super Bowl again.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
That's what they were just saying on TV, and it's like, I think that's such an overreaction. They'll be back.
I agree. I mean, as long as they can keep some coaches.
What everybody forgets too is Tom Brady and the Patriots. You know, they won a few. They went a decade without winning the Super Bowl
championship game earlier.
Yeah. So.
That's right. They did. It was what was it? 8 years? 9 years? And they
10 years. I think it was 10 years.
Fuck, and they got right back into it.
And then they were already having the conversation. Tom Brady's still the greatest. And then
but during that time, though, he was still going to AFC Championship games. They were still in the playoffs. I don't think he ever missed or didn't win the division ever in his career after his second year, right?
I wonder if
well, that can't be true because he didn't go. That means he would be in the Super Bowl every year. And between like
That means he makes the
2000,
playoff every year. So if he wins the division, he doesn't have to go to the Super Bowl.
is that what you said? Division, or did you say
Division.
Okay, I thought you were saying AFC Championship every year.
I wonder how Tom felt after this game. If he was like, "Yeah, Mahomes will never get me."
I heard them say online, it's like Tom Brady's good luck charm for the Eagles. Because they beat him last time. He's in the building. They win again. Like,
I love it. I love it.
It's unfortunate. But it's right.
The monitor? You have the. He has the
Never
monitor.
mind, it's right here.
Ah, yeah, I think it
Yeah, so no Taylor Swift proposal either, then, huh?
Who cares?
Yeah.
I wish they would have showed her. This is the only game I actually wanted to see her.
That's what I said last night, dude. I was.
Where she's like,
crying. I don't know what was she doing. Mad, yelling at him, blowing his buddy in the back.
"That's it.
You just see her head pop up from under the table.
Where's Noah Gray?"
I picked Noah Gray up for a fantasy game this year after one of his big ones, and he got me a fucking goose egg. I was
Yeah.
pissed. Dude, it was like a 7-7, and then he had like a 16 or something like that. Dude, he's gonna give me 10 fucking points.
He's the next Travis Kelce.
Nada. I can't remember which game it was. Whatever. Oh, we're gonna dive into this Patriots thing.
I am. You guys can keep talking. I'm just
Actually,
curious.
I'm fairly interested in this because I actually been hazy on. So he came in that first year. He came in for Bledsoe,
Oh yeah, there you go.
and
2000.
they won that year.
Oh,
Yep, that's 2001.
Okay. 2022. Did they make even the? I don't even think they won the division.
So one Super Bowl, one Super
No,
Bowl,
they
one.
didn't
Wait a
win.
minute.
So yeah, 2002 they didn't win the East.
There you go. That's why I didn't even see that little gap. I was like, that's a three-peat right there.
no.
They didn't
One
win the East in
divisional.
2008 either. Crazy.
So what? They won these three, and then they
And they lost
and they
a bunch.
they lost the Super Bowl in there. They lost a couple,
Wild card. The Ravens.
and then they won.
I think that was the one the Ravens went on to win, wasn't it?
Lost
They
the
lost
Super
to
Bowl,
Jets in 2010. That was
and then
Ten
and there they go
Jets,
again.
wasn't it?
I think so.
Won, lost, won. Yeah. So
And then Brady went to
anybody that's sitting on TV and saying that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will never be back to the Super Bowl, I think is delusional.
Of course. I said I
Me
don't
too.
care. I wouldn't care if they would ever go back, but
Well,
I know they're going to have a lot of time to do that.
They were making a lot of points. I mean, the rest of the AFC is pretty well stacked, so you still
Good luck.
have to.
you're gonna have to win games a little more decidingly than you won games this season to get back there. Like I think that's
You're going to have
for
to
sure,
get the
but
rest back in your pocket.
I don't think they need that. They really don't. Honestly, their offense.
They needed it this year.
Their offense is looking better than it has in the last 2 years. I like their weapons. I like what they have going. I like their run game. I know they're not going to keep Kareem Hunt. That's fine. But I like the receivers they have. Their receivers are stacked. Now DeAndre Hopkins is gone next year. Who the fuck cares? They don't need him. They have Rasheed Rice probably coming back off the suspension. If they figure that shit
They
out.
will
this
have
summer.
him.
They have the rookie who showed up at least in the Super Bowl in a couple games this
Wait,
year.
wasn't Rasheed Rice like he's pretty fucked up, right? His leg, he's not out because of suspension.
Oh, that's right. He tore
Yeah,
ACL.
Yeah, he tore something.
Oh.
But
I-
He
he
never got
you're
he
absolutely
never
right.
got suspended for that.
Didn't he miss
No,
a
not
couple
yet.
games in the
I
beginning?
don't
But
think
they,
so.
They will suspend him a couple games for that probably. When the
Was
court,
that a preseason thing?
Yes, but I don't think he went to court for it yet. So they're waiting
No,
for the
no,
judgment, right?
Oh, that's what you're. But the NFL usually would take.
Well, if he knows something, it's more than I know.
I thought that was done with. I didn't.
I thought it was too, to be honest. But
I thought that he didn't go to court for it yet, and they always wait for what the legal system says, even if it's civil.
When did he get that injury?
The Achilles, because he
Pretty
did
early
start
on.
the first.
It was
couple
like
games.
week 1, right? Okay, so yeah, I don't think
3-4?
that.
3-4, week 3-4. Oh, you like that, huh?
Do you
Do
like
you
that?
enjoy that?
I don't know. I haven't sipped it yet. Give me a sip, and I'll tell
You
you.
want to sip this? I'm sorry, I didn't offer you a glass. I killed it.
Ooh, Rufino.
But we were sitting here waiting for you. I had to drink something.
Oh yeah, I enjoy that.
You like that?
I do like
Would
that.
you like the glass?
No,
Be sure.
yeah,
I would like you to have it if you want it.
it's pretty good. I like it.
Okay, back to Rasheed Rice.
So September 29th. So yeah, third week.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Poor guy, this asshole ran through the fucking freeway like he was playing Need for Speed.
That's karma, baby.
Fuck him. Fuck
He is
Rasheed
good, though.
Rice. Yeah, he's actually pretty talented. But fuck him. I don't care.
I mean, they're going to have him in his third year, and then have Worthy in his second. That's pretty exciting for the Chiefs.
I have an under 2-year-old daughter. What if I was on my freeway with her in the car and he comes flying through?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely you'd want to murder him, of course.
I don't give a fuck about
That's why it is crazy that they did not do it. Like, after the whole Henry Ruggs thing, you think there would be zero tolerance policy for any of that shit.
Yeah, you
Dante Stallworth all those years ago, and
yeah. So
I assumed that it was because they hadn't ruled him in a court yet, and the NFL was waiting for the court.
I feel like the
ruling.
NFL always goes first, and then because it is more practical, and then when the court thing usually works out, then they either drop it or they adjust it or they give them more time.
See, I always thought it was a rule of thumb by at least the bigger sports agencies like the UFC, like
because
the NFL, like
Jake,
the
it's
NBA.
been over a year.
Yeah.
Or not, maybe not. Maybe we're
It's
coming
close.
up on a
No,
year.
we're coming up on a year, right? I mean, this
This
summer will
was
be
right after the Super Bowl. I just remember when Big Ben had his all his stuff. It was always
Punish him first.
it was always immediate.
Maybe they do that. Maybe you're right.
I thought it was done.
Maybe they do.
But I don't know 100%. But I thought they already
Yeah,
dealt
they do
with that. I
conduct
thought it was more of
on,
a slap on the wrist because nobody got hurt. And
Yeah,
the bigger issue was he got out of the car and
which
left
makes the
scene.
NFL a bit of a hypocrite league because if I were the NFL, I would have a zero tolerance policy to that shit. After the Henry
Absolutely.
Ruggs and all that,
I totally agree. He could have killed someone. He could have hit somebody.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with that. They should have, maybe not for the rest of his career, but maybe gave him a year or 2 suspension. Looks like he already took one himself. So
the hard way.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Or
I brought this all up to say that I do believe that their offense is in a good spot. If they can keep the coach, keep the defensive coordinator, if they can keep the secondary together
Chiefs,
somehow.
right?
The Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to keep Andy Reid, right?
I don't know what's going on with their line. Who's their big player that got hurt last night? He was in. He was
Chris
out.
Jones?
Chris Jones. I don't know what's going on with him. But I don't think that they're in any way, shape, or
just got
form
paid,
not a
so-
front runner in the AFC.
I don't think his injury was very serious.
Maybe you got like a stinger or something.
They get rid of Reid. Who's going to say
Stinger.
Buffalo and share chicken nuggets?
Nobody's getting rid of Ed Reed.
But yeah, I think they're still a front runner in the AFC next year.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we did some stupid shit at the end of last year when we thought the Texans were going to come up, and what happened? The same old shit. So why would you say? No, I'm not saying they're going to make the Super Bowl next year, but can they make the playoffs? Fuck
Who?
yeah. The Chiefs. Are they making the AFC Championship game? It's more than likely. They're still the Chiefs. They're still good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you cut some weight off, get Kelsey out of there. I know he's a big target. He's a decoy. Why don't you get some guys out there that want to catch the ball? Get Hopkins off the team because we got to find that footage of that drop he had.
That was terrible.
Or the incompletion or whatever the hell it was. And we got to
Looked like he was trying to clap his hands.
He tripped and he didn't try. He was wide open. He was wide open. It would have been a 30-yard gain easy if he ran out of bounds. He probably would have got more if he tried.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing. That was an embarrassing football play.
I'm not gonna lie, every Super Bowl there's some embarrassing play like that.
Was
there always is.
That was really bad.
That was pretty good though. That was fun.
And nobody brought it up again on the broadcast. I thought the broadcast was
Probably
pretty
felt
poor
bad
last
for
night.
him.
Not in the sense that
Everybody was down talking Brady, and I think he's a good
not that he
commentator.
did bad, the other guy did bad. They were okay. They could have been better for sure. I'd rather Tony Romo than Brady. I love Tony Romo.
What?
He's a better play-by-play. He's got more insight. He knows more. He's smarter.
Could you imagine Brady and Romo
But
together?
the production was.
Hey, look, Brady, I'm break. Do you want me to go in the back and give you a little?
The
Remember
production
that
was.
Super Bowl, Tom? That you were. Oh, he loves Brady. He's all on Brady's balls. So he was.
The production was bad too. Remember they weren't showing replays,
Yeah.
and they were just. It was not a rough watch.
Why do you think
but
they
it
weren't
could've been
showing
better.
replays? Was that maybe because how much the time constraints and how
I
many people
can't
are
even-
watching?
can't
Maybe
even
they
get
didn't
into
want to frickin' risk losing streaming or something.
I feel like they had more, they wanted to show, their
Technical
sponsors, and they wanted to get money off advertising. 'Cause I feel
Well,
like
no, that wasn't even that. You can't even say that because there is, when you watch football,
There's already a time
especially
slot
as much
for
as
that.
I do,
Yeah.
there is a pattern to it. There's a play, and then they most immediately cut to a replay, especially if it's something important, and it's just part of the built-in. They're not losing advertising revenue by doing any of that. It's just
Have they been doing that less this season? Have you noticed?
it was weird, and I didn't notice that they were doing more replays of people, players and coaches on the sidelines, just and then you would see Nick Sirianni pointing at somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's No, show us the.
Hey, get
Show
off
us the
my
interception.
wife.
They didn't show us the interception until
Bring us
after the
chicken
break.
wings over here.
The very first interception by Cook.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, they didn't show us it until after the break. Like there was a whole 2 minutes of play afterwards, and they never brought it up or showed it again. And it's like then after the break, they came in. Oh, this is the play from 4 fucking minutes ago.
Right.
Huh? It was a pretty big fucking play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it
we
is.
have a bull. Sorry. Sorry.
You don't know that reference.
I
do you?
don't.
That's funny.
The commercials were
None of them really.
they're okay.
But have they in the past 5, 6 years? They don't
I mean,
jump out at.
I think it's losing its luster. But
So what we need to do is bring back the Bud commercials when they're like, "What's up?" and then the guy's like, "What's up?"
Yeah, we all know the fucking. You don't have to redo it.
You don't like those commercials?
I'd rather the fucking Budweiser toads. Remember
Those
that?
were good too. Absolutely.
I did enjoy the Bud Light commercial with Shane Gillis and Posty, and they had the block
I
party.
missed that one.
But that's been on for weeks.
The whole thing they showed last night was on for weeks.
Maybe they extended
Their
it.
little shtick has been on, but the actual block party commercials.
Well, they're blowing they putting the beers in the blower and.
You've seen that before?
Oh yeah.
Oh well, fuck me.
I haven't seen it.
First time I saw it.
I'll look them up tonight. They'll do a little thing on YouTube where you can watch all the
Actually,
commercials.
it was my most memorable one. I don't really remember.
Yeah, no, it's funny, but they've been doing that.
I remember the Doritos one because it was one of the first ones.
It was stupid.
And you were making fun of me, oh, see what Jake probably fucking hates it.
Which one was
the
it?
alien wasn't right, or it's not.
Oh, they were
the Doritos one.
Yeah.
banging them against
Yeah.
And you were correct. I did think all that.
earlier, and I would just take the damn Doritos.
Hey, can we talk about the halftime show? Or are you gonna censor me out? You gonna bleep everything I say?
It depends what
Why
you
would
say.
I bleep anything you have to
Because
say?
you were very mad at me for.
I'm not very mad at you. I just think it's one of these things that
They're-
you know
they
you
don't
don't
like
like
us.
his music, so you're not gonna like. My dad texted me
what he said?
after the halftime show too, and was like, "Worst halftime ever." And okay, but that's not a fair assessment because
Okay, but-
you don't like the music.
But you do
so-
understand that I understand he was trying to get a message across.
But they always have to get.
Who cares
They're
about that?
artists.
What the Super Bowl halftime show is about, it's supposed to be about entertainment, not messages, not what's going on in politics, or let's make these type. It's supposed to be entertaining for the 15 minutes that you get, or whatever it is. And that's why they need to get off the rap crap and bring back some good old fashioned.
Yeah, because rock stars wouldn't want to send any kind of political message.
They
I
don't
think-
the Super Bowl.
I don't know. I think they always
I've
there
never
always
seen one
is
where
there,
they have.
especially now. There always
There used to be shock value, like when Janet Jackson's titty popped out, but that's it.
Yeah, maybe that was a message that you didn't
It's not
get.
a message. It was for entertainment and shock value. What do you
This is just how I perceive the world, Kevin. I just think that art is about sending messages. This is just
send it on your own
Especially
time.
in this day and
Not during the Super Bowl.
that's what you want.
That's
fine.
not what I wanted. That's not what a lot of people
Well, I
want.
thought it was poorly executed too. I thought that if you would to film a special with Netflix or do something on the side where he does a show, and I'm dead serious, then you can actually have a rewatchable expression of what you're trying to get across. To do it in a 30-minute show where I couldn't. First of all, I couldn't hear the mumbling idiot. Second,
Well, because
Samuel
you
Jackson
wouldn't
confused
shut
the fuck.
up.
So if I can't hear him and Samuel's not making any sense to me, how am I supposed to get your message in a third? I gotta wait for a day and a half afterwards for somebody to explain to me what it fucking was on X or fucking Facebook because we couldn't get it.
The
Why don't you film your own special?
The message was
Make it
meant to
wonderful
be
and
subliminal, and what they were saying was it went over a lot of people's heads, which
That's
it
fine.
obviously
That's
did.
fine. I hope it goes over my head every fucking time.
Yeah,
It's probably stupid. Poor me, Kendrick Lamar. I'm too. The first thing he said, "You're too ghetto," said Samuel. Nobody's saying that anymore. Nobody's saying that anymore, Kendrick. We either don't like your music or we do like your music, and that's fine. But this whole message you're trying to send about a poor me, I'm an entertainer, and I'm shackled. You're a fucking millionaire. That has to do with the Super Bowl.
Being ghetto
You're
doesn't mean
fucking
what it used
fine.
to be, so.
And leave Drake alone. Quit riding off his back to make yourself famous.
Well, if he is a pedophile,
Then expose him. Quit making songs about him and gaining
he did.
money
he made,
off of him.
He made that song about him, and he's
That's
just
fine.
replaying.
That's fine. That's what he said too.
And-
Well, one of his most popular songs is a diss track. So like he's gonna.
Well,
play
it's
his
like
most
there's
popular
like
song.
four
That's
Drake
fine.
diss tracks.
I know, but
Like it's been
here's
about
the
a year or
point.
so now.
That song
Cut it
is
out.
not something to be played over Super Bowl. You're gonna play a song about someone who's a pedophile during the Super Bowl.
You're trying to put a message out, and honestly, I thought he looked bad. I thought he looked really greasy last night doing it. And like, if you're trying to put a message out and do your thing, and you look greasy to a lot of people, you're not getting your message out. So who did you actually help here? Not yourself, not your fucking message. You actually heard it.
I think he probably did help himself. I think you're absolutely out of your mind if you think he was going to come on here
willing to talk
and
about
not
him,
play that song.
He helped himself.
Yeah, he can play that song. That's fine. But the whole spiel he tried to do, just sing your songs, get the fuck out, man.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I just think you guys are overlooking the fact that this is what these people do.
That's annoying.
This is what they do at
annoying.
award shows. This is what they do. I know this is not how you want it to be.
My bottom line is not during the Super Bowl, man. Come on.
Okay, tisk tisk. You're very angry and send a
I'm
strongly worded letter.
angry.
I don't know what you want.
But I do have an
I wanted
opinion
a
about
better entertainment value.
Yeah,
I wanted a better entertainer.
Bring Bruno Mars back. Fuck it. We're doing Bruno Mars every fucking year.
Usher was 100 times better
Are
than
the Rolling Stones still playing? Bring them.
The Weeknd was 100 times better than
Get Pearl Jam. They alive? Let's get some Pearl Jam on there. Bruno Mars, get his ass on there. That motherfucker's an entertainer. He's awesome.
Didn't he do one or no?
Yes, he did. It's my favorite one that's ever happened. Bruno fucking
He's out there
Mars, man.
dancing.
Yeah, but he's entertaining for everybody, for kids, for adults, for this, for that, for every. It hit all the markets.
Yep.
If you didn't like that was something wrong with you. He
I
wasn't.
just want you to realize that you two are just sitting here and you're just sounding like 45, 35-year-old angry.
That's what we are. That's exactly what we are.
I'm just letting you know.
Nobody's like.
Nobody's gonna tell me I'm not
Hurry up, kids!
Kendrick
Kendrick Lamar's on. Let's watch the halftime show. And they not like us comes on. Yeah, that's what I want my kids listening to at the Super Bowl. There's kids at that Super Bowl.
Go away, Kendrick. Get out of here.
Fuck out of here with that shit.
He didn't even deserve to be there. It should have been Lil Wayne. He's from fucking.
And I don't want him either.
He at least would have made it entertaining.
I respect them as rappers, and I like certain songs.
He would have tried to hide some stupid story inside something and then make me feel like a douchebag because I don't know what he's talking about. It's his fault.
Not you are a douchebag.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
You
want one more?
Yes. I think I'll have a little scoop.
We're doing a shirt.
No, that's fine. You already opened it. I'll have that.
You will?
I'm sorry, Adam. I didn't mean to make you mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at all. It's just that you
I think what
you're just
trying to say, we're old, and that's why we didn't enjoy it.
all it sounds like to me.
I get it. And as much as you're saying that, we still make valid points because even though we're old, there's tons of people who watch that and we're just like, their jaws are open, like, what the frick did I just watch?
Okay, and just in the future, just skip it because it's not going back the other way.
Can I say one more thing?
You can't skip it. You're watching the Super Bowl.
One more thing.
So there will be 365 days and we'll be having the same
conversation. You want me to go take a dump while the halftime show's on so I can be more happy?
I guess so.
No, my pants fit better and they're off. Thank God.
There you go. There's
that. That's
not. I think there's a puppy bowl on some other channel.
Because I do look for the halftime show for entertainment, I guess. Which I'm fine with doing it. That's a different discussion for another time. Don't you think that he'd be better served doing his message another way because of? Now listen, he put this on. What did we talk about? It was $8 million for a 30-second spot in advertisement, right? Mm-hmm. So now he's getting the best advertisement at all.
Up to $8 million?
Let me go do my thing and I'll put my message out. So don't you think that the only people you touch with your message are people that agree with it? Aren't you trying to get to somebody else? And don't you think that coming on the Super Bowl to try to get to the other people, the people you need to bring to your cause, is the wrong way to do it? Because people are just going to tell you you're trash and stupid and dumb. Again, I go back to this, and I'm sorry. To go the comedian route, make a Netflix special, make your music tune in good, make it so that we can hear your fucking words. The dancing's not... You don't even need the dancing. It'll just be you on a stage. Put your message out in any story, however you want to do this. Make it a play. It could be a fucking play. We'll watch that shit. And you know what? We don't have to watch it.
I understand what
we don't want to. So you'll.
But this is the platform.
What everybody is saying is, by doing like a Netflix special, at least you're drawing the viewers who want to see your message.
I'm saying he did the wrong thing. Yeah. He should have came out and performed and got people to like him instead of pushing people away from him. If he wants to push his message out, do it on a different form. On a Netflix special. And you know what? He might turn more heads that way. Because he's turning no heads right now. I think he made more enemies and he got people on his side doing that bullshit last night.
He got the publicity he wanted either way.
I guess. Off of Drake's back and off the Super Bowl's back. Good for you, Kendrick, you piece of shit.
He also got...
What else help can we give you? What else do you want?
Unknown fluids off of Drake's back.
You sound like an idiot. You sound like an idiot the whole time. You wear bowling shoes and bell bottoms. You're an idiot. It was stupid, wasn't it?
It wasn't very, very good.
You wore bowling shoes and bell bottoms.
Those are coming back. Both.
If I see you next week on the show, and actually it'd be a pleasant, upgrade.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, you got bowling shoes?
I'll get some.
I know you stole some. Ones with the gum in them. You keep the ones with the gum in them.
Keep chewing that same piece of gum.
Like tar. Any pushback on me on that?
No, I said what I wanted to say.
No, I said it. Well, good for the fucking Philadelphia Eagles.
My favorite thing about the Super Bowl was at the end when that last play happened and then Mahomes had that look
did
of
you have
disgust.
Did you happen to catch that last play to, I can't remember if it made it 14 to whatever, or was it 21? The play that Xavier Worthy, the big bomb from Mahomes to Xavier Worthy.
Mm-hmm. I did see that.
That was a hell of a play. I know it was garbage time bullshit.
Too little, too late,
Jesus
though, right?
Christ, yeah.
Too little.
Did you see the face mask they missed at the end too? It was like the drive before that
Mm-hmm.
when that play happened. Mahomes got sacked, he got over-under almost, and right in his fucking face, he pushed his ass over, no call.
Yeah. What the defensive line?
It was brutal the way that the refs just fucking turned on. I think they broke up.
Who was it that?
I can't remember the player. I don't remember the player. Did you know the player I'm talking about?
Had been one of those Georgia players.
They did not call this game like a Chiefs game.
Good.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Good.
I just wish they were fucking playing the Lions or the fucking Bucks or somebody else in the South.
Good luck to the Bucks. Bucks ain't gonna be in the Super Bowl for a long time. And I love them.
I don't know. They're not gonna go there. But wouldn't that be awesome if we had a fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Houston Texans Super Bowl this year though?
No, I want the Bills in there.
Right, but if we could not have the Bills in there, or the Lions in there,
I like the Texans. I thought they were going to be better this year.
So what's next for Stroudy? That's actually a good question.
He improves from here. If he only goes up, he can't go anywhere.
Oh, he can go down.
If he gets hurt,
he wasn't that bad this year. He can definitely go worse.
If he gets some healthy players next year, they may need to. As much as I hate to say it, they may need to get some wide receivers again. And I hate to say that, but. This Nico Collins is injury prone. Think that was fucked right now. Stephon Diggs fucked himself up. So Joe Mixon's their bright spot. They're going to need a tight end because their tight end is old.
Speaking of MVPs, Mixon should have been 5 on our list. He was up there.
Nah,
he helped them out a lot.
Of course he did, but he missed some games. He didn't do enough. In my eyes, I think he should have been, but he just didn't do enough. And he'll never be an MVP conversation again. He's
what's
old.
next for the Titans, Adam?
For the Titans?
The Texans.
God damn it, Texans.
I don't know what's next for the Titans.
Well, you can answer both if you want.
I don't know.
What about, I have another question. What's next for your boy Herbert? Big blunder in his last playoff game?
I got to agree with what you said. He convinced me that he's a little bit better than I thought he was. Now, I know that did have something to do with Harbaugh. That guy's a miracle worker. To bring that team back the way he did and get them into the playoffs and
with less talent than they've had.
If he gets some talent in the offseason, they're going to be.
I feel like that'll be a place people want to go play too.
I'd like to have them.
Why do you say that?
Because of Harbaugh. Because
I'd like to see them move on to some new running backs. Just because Dobbins and Edwards, they're injury prone as well, and the other guy, whatever his name is, he's.
But I thought they were a really good duo to make do. I mean,
They're
you took the Baltimore Ravens duo and brought your team to make
if
do.
They would have been healthy the whole year. I think we would have been having a different conversation.
They had nobody on our roster.
Dobbins is sweet, and
he's good.
Yeah,
he's really good. But you just said you didn't want him. You didn't want him. You want to see him move on. So there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah,
he's not good enough.
They need some receivers. Quentin Johnston, he is.
He's a quitter.
I know you don't like him. I don't think he's a quitter. I think.
You're right.
Maybe he's in the wrong offensive scheme because he had some really good plays where he shined.
He just, I always seem like his motor gives and goes and gives and goes, and sometimes he needs somebody to pull a fucking string and start him back up. And but if he's not started, he'll give up on a catch. He'll give up on a route, and you just need a little bit more.
I want to see Herbert one more season with some type of all-star cast around him.
I would have rather saw
and
Herbert
then I'll
on
make my
Bears
decision.
This year. You know that. I've been saying this for a year.
You're right. That might have been a good. He's not leaving. He's not going anywhere. I think Harbaugh likes him. I think he likes Harbaugh. I think they're going to give him another go. But he needs to have some players around him. or it's going to be a no-go every year. I'm sorry. He can't do it himself. He's not like a Josh Allen or a Mahomes that he can make it happen and get these games won. He cannot do it. He has to have the talent to throw to.
Yeah, everybody a little bit. I mean, come on,
Isn't
Jalen Hurts.
We've seen quarterbacks.
Jalen Hurts MVP of the Super Bowl right now. He needed A.J. Brown. He needed Devontae Smith. He even needed Dawson to make this fucking work because they stifled Saquon. So they were, okay, you're going to beat us, Jalen. And now Jalen's capable of doing this. I've been saying that. He's capable, not all the time, but when he wants to, he can fucking do this shit like he did. He could even did better last night.
Can you believe, though, that...
But he needed talent to help him. Herbert needs talent to help him.
Can you believe that like a year ago in like the offseason they were talking about they need to get rid of Sirianni, they need to get rid of Jalen Hurts. They were talking about
it. Man, they almost did it. Sirianni, I thought, was really...
How stupid
is that about? Right, Adam? We thought Sirianni was kind of like... Is he in trouble? Like last year. I think at the end of last year, especially when they lost those games, went in and lost to the Bucs. Like, Sirianni's in some fucking trouble. Like, they're not happy with him. And the team's not happy.
Well, they had that epic collapse, and don't you always say that, though?
Just to show you.
Correct.
Isn't the coach always on the hot seat? That's
correct.
It's kind of a nod.
But
always? Every coach?
Is,
I don't believe that.
I mean, to a degree, more or less, if you don't get to
I don't think Belichick was ever in the hot seat. Like you said, they went a decade without winning anything.
That's a good point, Kevin. You convinced me that I'm wrong.
I wasn't trying to say you're wrong.
Do you mostly see, though, that teams that come from an epic collapse, like the Eagles had a really bad collapse, do you usually see them even getting to the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship game, let alone winning?
I don't have the... I would have to look and see if that's ever happened.
I don't want an exact answer.
No, but I'm saying...
Like, that's not... It can't be that common, right?
I don't know. Probably not common.
It's not that common.
She agrees.
She's... I love you. I love you, you little duck face. Bop, bop, bop. Anyway, I just thought that was crazy that this happened that way because Sirianni wasn't on it because they did lose a lot of those games in the regular season. They did go to the playoffs and lose to the Bucs, and there were people mad at them. And here they are. They get Saquon Barkley and the fucking world changes. It's nuts, isn't it? I mean, of course, it probably wasn't just that, but it does kind of look like that from the outside.
It does. It definitely plays a factor. As soon as he went to that team, it was lights out this whole entire season. How many games did they lose? 3, I think, or 2? 3? They lost 3, I think, this season. That's unreal.
That's some Chiefs who they just beat. Chiefs only lost 2.
They lost 2.
And they lost 2.
They lost 1 because they didn't play their starters. They would have been 16-1.
The Chiefs?
For sure, yeah.
That
last game they played, they didn't play any starters.
They lost to the Bills.
And they lost to...
Oh, so they both lost 3 then.
I think it was Denver. Who was it the last game they played?
Denver.
Okay, so they lost 3 then. I thought
no, they lost 2. They lost 2.
Well, I'm talking about 3 as in they lost the Super Bowl as well.
Right. Yep.
Because at the end of the season...
But the Eagles didn't play their players in the last game either. I think they won.
They didn't play Barkley. They played a few of the other starters. A.J. Brown definitely played. Devontae Smith played. I can't remember.
It was a divisional game, so it was 1 of 3 players for the team.
I think it was the Giants. Yeah. They didn't really need to, and they still won convincingly.
Kenny Pickett.
Man,
Super Bowl ring.
Hey, well, let's take a little break here.
Can you believe that? He was just playing with Pittsburgh. Sucked. They're like, get this guy out of here. And then he goes and gets a Super Bowl.
Hey, you know what? Let's talk about Piggy, because I have a couple questions I want to ask you guys, too. Let's take a little break. We'll come back. We'll do another NFL segment. And do right there. Right on. Piggy and Jake will be right back. Piggy and Jake, we're back. This is going to be another football section.
Yeah,
or segment.
Real nice football section. Yeah.
I just got a couple questions, and I hope it leads into conversation. If it doesn't, it
usually does.
But let's start off, where you left off.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Pickett.
Yes,
got a Super Bowl ring last night, didn't you?
Yes. Well deserved. Well deserved.
For 3 kneel downs.
Yeah.
3 kneel downs got him a Super Bowl ring. Oh, also, I still don't think we brought this up in the show that one game he did start where he threw the ball, tried to hold it back, fell over, fumbled the ball.
Yoinks!
This guy won a Super Bowl ring. What's next for Kenny Pickett? Is he going to be the backup of the Philadelphia Eagles? Is he going to be a backup at all?
Yeah.
Because he's not good.
No.
What do you guys think?
I think he stays with Philly.
Yeah, I think you stay with Philly.
Okay.
Tell you what wasn't good. If anybody, they had bets going on. If any of those backups could throw a yard, you get money. You would have lost that bet if you picked Kenny Pickett because those kneel downs cost you.
Yeah, well, it's negative 2 yards.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, let's do a shot real quick.
Oh,
before we start talking.
Second.
On to the dome. Go Bills, too, by the way. Go Bills next year.
I still don't understand why they did that.
I just thought it was funny. We were watching, you was already left and watching the game, and Kenny Pick comes out, and it just hit my mind and said, "This asshole's gonna get a fucking ring." And he is not a starting quarterback.
Yeah, but everybody gets a ring. So what's the?
I get that, but he's so removed from an embarrassing season where it's like literally the Steelers are like, "You are bad," and you need to get away from you. They got him out. They brought in like the reaction to the Super Bowl, or excuse me, the Steelers quarterback room after they got rid of him and were able to bring in Russ and Fields was like, holy shit, what a fucking difference. They're both better than what they had immediately.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, is my point. Nobody's going to be walking around going, Kenny Pickett, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
No, you're right. They don't do that for any of the other backups. I guess they do it a little bit. Wentz has a Super Bowl ring. You know, that was brought up a couple of times, but you're not a lot.
For the Chiefs?
No. Who was up? Wentz was on the Rams, right? Well,
maybe.
Hold on, we have to look that up.
Actually, he might actually have one. No, I'm saying that. He has one with the Eagles, so.
When Nick Foles won?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look, there you go. Never mind. That's the one he has.
That's the one.
And guess what? We just figured that out now.
You know what?
We don't walk around going, Carson
100%.
Wentz, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
But I'm wrong on that because actually he was a starter for that season. That's different.
Right.
That's different. So
I guess, but even more to my point then, because
I just thought you being a Steelers fan would have an opinion on this. That was
no. I mean, he is where he wants to be. He's a Philly boy. He's better suited in that position than he is to be a starting quarterback.
Absolutely.
He's like Mitch.
Be a starter.
He's good.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't think he's as good as Mitch, but yeah, he's like Mitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's not as good as Mitch. I don't think he's very. I don't know how.
I mean, you're not saying much.
I really don't think he's very good
not
at
good at
all.
all.
No, he had his moments, but he's not overall.
I guess. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
he did have a couple of moments, but fuck me, is he bad? I mean, like he's definitely not a Jacoby Brissett.
No.
I mean, he's not a Dobbs. He's not a Trubisky. He's close to a Trubisky more than the other two, but like these are teams that offense won games for them. I mean, Dobbs played some offense for the Arizona Cardinals and Minnesota Vikings and won games. He did the same thing for the Steelers.
Yeah, he was alright.
Pickens didn't win most of those games. The defense won them.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was a fun question.
Yeah.
But let's lead right back into it with the Steelers. What are they going to do this year? What's their plan this year?
I think they keep Fields and run with him and maybe bring somebody else on. But Russell's definitely either going somewhere or he's going to retire.
Well, Adam's brought up a couple times to me, at least personally, if not on the show, that he's got a little thing for the coordination. He thinks that the defensive coordinator needs to be a little bit better.
but they resigned him too, so it's been more of the same.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think they're going to do more of the same again. I really hope they try to get some type of quarterback, something, because as much as I like Fields, I just don't have faith in him anymore.
Well, they can draft one.
I think that's probably the plan.
Second, third, first.
Because what else do they need? Maybe
I don't
one
think they
more
have a
good wide
first round.
receiver. One more good wide receiver, right?
And now we're going to need running back too, so.
Why?
Where did you lose your first round pick?
In place of Jalen Warren? Or?
I don't remember. Probably with the Russ thing, no?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know
about that. They got him for
that's news to me.
nothing. But what were you saying about the running back?
Well, Najee's not going to be there.
He's going, you think?
Unrestricted? Restricted?
Unrestricted.
Wow.
So you don't think they'll pick him back up? Are you sure?
That seemed
They're not gonna pay
unlikely.
him.
The talk is no.
Okay.
It seems unlikely.
Well, I don't know who.
I don't blame them for that. He didn't produce enough. It sucks because he really is a good running back. I think maybe he'll do better somewhere else. But
I'm sure he will.
Well, he's good. But, I mean, where does it go from that? He's good. It's really all you can say about him.
He's a downhill running back. That's the problem.
He's not spectacular.
That offensive line is not built for that right now. They're not making the holes they used to.
I mean, to the point where I said that Jalen Warren should be starting the games. I'm not saying that.
As much as you say that, then he plays a game or two, and you're like, why the fuck are they starting him?
Well, it's because they're giving him the carries. I assume they give Warren the carries too, any given game. But Najee's not he's not wowing anybody.
He's not a bell
week
cow.
to week. Well, even
He's
if
a
he
bull.
is, he's not like a. He's Saquon last night. You got to run him 24 times and get 59 yards out of him. And that's just not good enough sometimes.
Yeah, but I think, it just all depends. I mean, with Saquon last night, obviously the Chiefs' game plan was to bottle him up.
I do believe that Harris played, or excuse me, Harris. We're talking about Najee Harris. That he played better when Fields was in, our old famous. Do you think the passing game was up the right? He did play better when there was a threat, a quarterback running the football. And that's usually not a good sign for him.
I don't know if that's true though, bro.
I think he had some of his longer runs in the beginning of the season. And then he just became a running back who split carries.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But that's what I'm thinking in my head right now.
I don't think you're wrong in saying that.
What do you do at wide receiver? Do you keep the fucking schizo fucking
Yes,
Pickens?
of
That
course
seems
you
to be
do.
what they do, so.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
they
what
also
else
trade
do
these
you do?
motherfuckers the hell out of there too. They get rid of these motherfuckers very quickly as well. I mean, Antonio Brown, they had a longer leash on because he was so great. But Deontay Johnson has talent, but they kicked his ass out. You can see what happened.
Yeah, but Deontay Johnson was not it wasn't an attitude thing until he got to Baltimore. It was a little bit later, but they got rid of him because
I don't believe that.
he was not. He was not
I don't
great.
believe that. I think he had an attitude problem in Pittsburgh.
He
and that's
sucked
why
in
they wanted him
Baltimore,
out.
too. He did nothing in Baltimore.
Because of his attitude. But I actually do believe the kid's skilled. And he can play wide receiver and
I don't
he's
think he's a dropper. He's a dropper though.
I think he's a number 2 wide receiver. But he's not playing.
That's what I was
He's got
saying.
fucking head
Pittsburgh, one more wide receiver. Yeah, I think they absolutely need
case.
one.
They do need one.
All right, here you go.
You don't want to go rookie, though. You need someone who has some.
What you looking at here?
So this is Najee's season. So
Oh.
we're up
He
to.
ran for 1,000 yards, or I should
I'm
say.
trying to
I know
remember.
you're right. He had his longest runs in the middle of the season, middle to late.
Yeah, I think we went
had
to
some
Russ
bright
like around
spots.
here,
Sure did.
around Dallas.
He had
Was
some
he
bright
hurt
spots.
early?
Maybe
No,
he-
I don't think he was hurt the whole season. He banged it out the whole season.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are right. I'm wrong. He's
Not
not
right
better
or wrong.
towards
I think he
middle
just,
late.
he had 1,000 yards rushing. It's not great, not this type of NFL we're in now. But
Actually, I think if he hit 1,000, it's like okay, I hit 1,000. At least I did that. That's a milestone. You have to hit 1,000. You do that, you're a good running back.
my opinion with them is he needs to go to a team that can give him enough room to run.
Like what?
What about Tampa?
Okay. Actually, I think the Tampa needs playmakers over bullheaded runners.
What about the Panthers? They need a
They
running
got
back.
they got Chuba Hubbard. That's great.
What about
They need a backup running back.
is it Miami looking for someone?
Why? They have the best tandem in the league.
I think
Statistically,
Mostert's done. I think Mostert's done.
Okay, well, Mostert can go, but they're not giving him a chain. So again, he'd be a backup.
I mean, the NFL's pretty
Who's he
stacked. I'm
starting
trying to
for?
think of some other teams.
He's not starting for Washington.
No.
He's not starting for Baltimore. He's not starting. He can start.
He could go to. He could go
You know,
to.
Cleveland. Cleveland will start him. We'll start him. Fine.
Actually, Cleveland's in the market.
We could take him.
Cleveland's in the market.
Cincinnati's not going to start him. Oh, actually, Cincinnati could use him too. Actually, everybody in the division could use him. Other than that, Atlanta's not starting him. Denver's not
Baltimore's
starting him.
not taking him.
I guess the Chargers could take him. I don't think he really fits. He could, I guess. Maybe he could.
Harbaugh could do anything he wants. He could make any of those players play.
The Raiders will take anybody they can get as long as they're better than what they got, which is not hard to
He
do.
could go to the Raiders.
Giants, sure, but does he want to go to these places?
They suck.
He's
but
a
yeah.
free agent. He gets to choose and say no or yes. If nobody
Yeah.
else is offering him deals, then I guess he's going to be a New York Giant next year. You know, I don't know.
Who?
Najee Harris.
Giants
You
need to-
see,
Giants need to focus on a quarterback.
Did you
right
see Saquon when so Jameis went down to do? He was working
Jameis
for Fox.
Winston?
I think he was working for Fox.
Jameis Winston?
I don't know any other Jameses. And he was interviewing
Sorry,
Saquon,
guys.
and he was interviewing Saquon, and he was like, "Saquon, where should I? I'm a free agent. What should I do?" And Saquon was like, "I think go to the Giants." It's pretty fucking funny.
So
I
the
think
Giants are like, oh, now he's pitying us.
I think the Giants need somebody. It was kind of like that.
Yeah, so I don't know what happens there. I don't know what happens with a quarterback spot. I mean, you say keep Fields. I do agree keep Fields. You got to keep one of them.
I think that's probably the going
Why would you keep Russ?
thought as well.
You don't. He's
Well, the only
washed
reason
up.
that you keep Russ is because if you do commit to the
Veteran presence.
to
I don't know.
drafting a rookie and then having that veteran like
But you're going to do the
leadership
same
there.
thing whether you keep Fields or Russ. You're still going to draft a rookie. Like you can't just
No,
give.
but if you're committing
Fields.
to that,
What he's saying is they don't want
then-
Fields teaching this guy his shit moves.
Then Russell is the better option to be that
Mentor.
But then you're really investing in the future and not the now. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's the.
But they're kind of that's unless they get a veteran quarterback, that's the path they're on anyways.
What are they going to do about the defense?
Defense is fine.
Is it?
I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, well, they didn't play very good at the end of the year. They haven't play good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Something's amiss there.
I think if you were to look up their total stats, they held a lot
correct,
of games
correct,
to
correct.
under
But
20 points.
I do believe that it might just be a small tweak that needs to be made to make everything right again, but the tweaks are needed.
Yeah.
Adjustments are needed on that defense. And I'm not just saying, like, oh, you need to play strong safety instead of freeze. I'm talking about, like,
So what adjustment do you think they pick up? Safety, a cornerback, a lineman?
Maybe
What are
it's
you
not
saying?
even a pickup they need. Maybe it's just a fresh breath. You said they re-signed the defensive coordinator, so
Yeah.
maybe that's not going to happen from that angle. But there are angles you can take to this defense that do bring different things, and maybe it's a player acquisition. Maybe it's just a change of scheme. Do they have a scheme? I think you brought that question up before. Do they have a scheme, or what are they running, or
Yeah.
what are they actually doing here? Because he's right. That defense is way too dynamic just to be playing plain white 3-4, plain white 4-3. That's white bread.
Yeah.
You're working with some
They're not getting after it, is
some
what you're
triple
saying.
O wheat bread because you're good enough to do that shit.
Yeah.
But the best player in the, arguably one of the best players, is T.J. Watt, and the reason that Myles Garrett is so much better than T.J. Watt in certain situations is because he doesn't. T.J. Watt just comes off the edge. It doesn't do anything else. It just literally what he's doing. He's doing his moves. He's doing his. He does it very well.
It's highly effective.
He does it very well, but it's not like where you like Myles Garrett lines up in the middle of the box and
He doesn't move around. Yeah, you know what?
tries to
That playoff game,
jump an A or a B gap.
No.
it was almost like Watt was taken out of the game. That last playoff game they played, completely. Like he wasn't in there running games.
And then there's no other threats.
That's
That's
the
the
passion.
problem.
Well, there are.
And I think
High power.
towards the end of
Smith.
the game they stopped double teaming, and he still.
And
wasn't
then
making-
Cam is always. I mean, I don't know
Hayward.
how long.
Hayward was playing his ass off in that playoff game.
Yeah.
You saw him. He was hurting. He wasn't healthy. He was
Yeah.
out there. He was hurting. He was sweating. He was
But he's
breathing.
getting old
older,
too.
isn't he old?
He's
trying
getting.
his ass off.
31?
But like you said, he took a contract at almost a discount when he knew he probably could have shopped himself, but he wanted to play for the Steelers.
Yeah.
No point in shopping. Just get your money. You've got to get successful
That's the
career.
thing. He might have been able to get more somewhere else. But what are you playing for? He wants to be a Steeler, and that's good for him.
35.
Holy
Jesus
shit.
fucking Christ!
It's time to hang it
He was
up.
talking about Brandon Graham being 36. Like
Yeah.
he's close.
It's fine when you're on the off. I mean, like, if you're a tight end or a wide receiver ain't making that out on, but Jesus, 35 on defense?
His bones are hurting. His joints are not feeling good.
Jesus Christ. I'm not feeling good.
Cortisone, like
I
it's
don't do
freaking
this
water.
What'd you say?
So
You
I'm
get
not.
shots of cortisone.
Yeah. You take them in your ass? Or
My rectum, yeah, that's where it feels
That's what we
best.
usually take most of it,
Yeah.
so I just figured it was one of the two.
You have to keister them, and it starts with a little inhale.
Spell Keister.
Keister?
That's how I
That's how I was
was.
spelled too. I guess I don't know. I can't fact check you. I thought you were going to say CH.
I before E,
Keister.
so K-I-E.
Okay. Alright. Is
You
there
might
is
be
there a
right on
realm
that.
where it is an actual CH? Cheester.
Keister.
Yeah, Cheester you. I have one more question.
Nope.
I can't
Yeah. Well, we got to do Bills and
I
Browns.
do want to talk about the Browns though.
And Bills. We can talk about the Bills.
Let's
a
do
little
Browns first, do Bills after.
bit. Fine.
Okay, Adam, off season for the Browns. What do you do? How do you fix it?
Yeah, find some new way to fuck it up all over again. I don't know what.
That's
do
not
you-
the way to fix it.
Let's-
That's what we're gonna do.
You gotta
That's
give
more
me.
realistic.
You gotta
I
give me
think
some context. What's going
So
on
they
with
have a
Sean?
draft. Okay, so they have a draft coming up.
What's going on with
Sean's
Sean?
not- He's not gonna play this year.
Okay, so now are they
Is that
out?
guaranteed?
Is it all dead cap space? What?
Let me ask you, what do you think the Browns brass is going to do with a guy that's going to come in 8 games in? He's probably going to come in half season in, or
Hasn't
further
played
into
for
the
2
season.
years.
You have to start looking out for yourself. You got 2 years of paying this motherfucker till it's gone. It's obviously a dead relationship. So the contract was terrible. He's terrible. Everything's done, right? And he's not going to at least come back until half the season this year. So you have to move on some way. How do you make a splash without making a splash?
So what I'm sure you're trying to figure out is how much money they have to.
No, very little. They have to actually rework people this year
So
to
you're
get
saying-
the cap.
And I'm just saying this to be a dick, but you're saying they're going to actually get a quarterback this year, maybe something.
So they have to get Myles Garrett off the payroll, right? Is that?
They can't.
Why?
What do you mean?
Oh, Myles Garrett. I'm sorry. They could trade him. Yeah.
Is he your next highest paid
He's
player
due
right now?
2027.
Do you want to see that?
Well, no. But if he wants to go, he deserves to go play for him.
And also,
You know, he deserves it.
they have to get him off the books.
I really do wish, guys, and I know you kind of poo-pooed me last week on this, but I really do wish that he didn't come out and request a trade. I wish he would have just went and said, guys, I want to trade you. I'm not going to come out public, but you have to trade me. And if you piss with me, then I will make it public. But let's go, because it does bring a little bit of a negotiation away from the Browns, knowing that he wants to be
Also,
traded.
you say that, but also I'm not sure what the rules are. Once these GMs start calling around and saying Myles Garrett is available, then usually somehow Schefter or these guys pick up on it anyway. So maybe you do want to get ahead of it and say, thank you for my time in Cleveland. I loved it here.
I know, I get
have
that. You're
accepted.
right.
I have
I get that.
requested a trade.
I get that.
I don't want to see him leave the Browns, and I can't say that they need to get him off the payroll until I know. I don't know exactly.
He's not a
what.
payroll problem. He's a wonderful. He's worth
If he's
the
not a
money.
payroll problem, then
If
you
you're
can
worth the
absolutely
money,
not get rid of him.
well, you're at least worth the investment. You know.
He is.
Kevin, what
Nobody's
we're
worth
talking,
that.
the conversation we're having is it maybe better for both the Browns and for Myles Garrett to part ways, because if he's taking up so much cap room that they are suffocated because of this really, really great job that they did with Deshaun Watson, that if they want to build any kind of team, you let him move on, you get his salary off your books, and now you can pay a couple different players to get a little bit better somewhere else.
I don't think it's like that. I think he's worth the money. They're happy to pay him. We should be happy to pay him. He is not a bad problem.
So
to
then
have
what do
money
you
going
want
on.
to do?
What can we get from him? Because we are rebuilding. And don't anybody fucking, I mean, come on, right?
Well, you
That's
gotta
what we
do one or the other. We're keeping him or we're letting him go. Like, so you want to keep him. Now what do you do?
No, I don't want to keep him. I want to trade him. I said that last year before
You
the
just
season
said.
was over. I think we should trade him. I'm mad that he came out for a trade request. I think we get less for him. But the thing is, we're not unhappy to pay Myles Garrett. If you want to stay there for the next 10 years the same money, we do it because he's worth it. 100%. He's probably the best player on defense in the fucking National Football League.
But in reality, what you think is it's
But
best to move on.
We're rebuilding, right? So what can we get out? Can we get 2 first rounds and something
Probably
else
get a
out of
lot.
it?
I'm
That's very
assuming-
valuable to us right now.
I'm
It's more
assuming-
valuable than him being there and not winning a championship. And he wants to win a championship. He's been loyal to us. We should be loyal to him. We paid him his money. He's done his work. Get him somewhere where he can compete. Let's get some good stuff for him. And let's continue being the shitty Browns. Because that's the best case scenario for both parties right now. If we trade him away for 2 first rounders and a little change, we get what we need out of it. And he gets to go compete for a Super Bowl. That's beautiful. That's a wonderful separation.
Well, he's not. I don't want him going to the Chiefs or anything. That's the only thing I don't want.
Yeah, well, he's not. I thought that maybe Cincinnati would be into him and stuff like that, but they're not going to trade him.
I'd love to see him go to the Bills. That would make me so happy. He would be a wrecking ball with the Bills.
So where's the number for next year? What are we looking at here?
I have 30 mil.
Is it that windy out? That thing just blew out?
It is.
All right, Myles Garrett, base salary. That's not right. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, Denzel Ward's making more than him.
Cap number.
He's gone next year. He's in the last year of his deal. So this is where all the money's coming for Denzel.
Deshaun. Oh my God.
Miles Garrett's gone in 20.
It's 100 mil. You guys are losing 100 mil this year on this guy.
I can't even look at that. So stupid.
What an idiot! That's because we pushed that shit back last year. It's so stupid. It's so
Any other player on that team is worth more than him right now.
Right, but he's what we got. So yeah, do we draft a quarterback?
You have to. You don't have anybody.
Yeah, but not in the first, second, or third round, right? Just draft an old one, get a veteran.
I don't know what your picks are, but I'd be drafting early.
I know they want Jacoby Brissett really bad. Stefanski wants Jacoby Brissett.
That's stupid.
They'll do whatever he can to get him there because he ran the system good that first fucking year, and that's a way to get the team to to compete.
That's
maybe win a couple of games.
stupid.
So that you can buy some time to get this fucking guy out of your fucking
Yeah, if
system.
you're in a complete rebuild, fine. Bring in Jacoby Brissett, whatever. It
Are
doesn't
we in a
matter at
rebuild?
this point.
I believe so.
Yes, you are.
All right.
You had so many bad breaks, and the Nicholas Chubb thing didn't help you guys.
Whatever, we suck. Let's go to the Bills. We don't gotta talk about the Browns. It's just depressing me. I don't think we're getting anywhere with it.
The Bills should be a little more excited to talk about.
What about your Bills? Go ahead. Talk about that.
I'll tell you what, I think they got a good shot next year. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs. I could see them in an AFC championship again. Are they going to go to the Super Bowl? I hope so, but you just don't know. You guys know how much I think Josh Allen is one of the best. This guy's going to be good for the next decade. He's going to take the Bills to the promised land eventually. Hopefully he's going to win it. But you can't knock him. You can't say he's not doing it. This guy was impressive the whole entire year.
The
And
league MVP.
I mean, his stats weren't as good as some of those guys, but that's where I think it comes into a conversation where MVP, it absolutely has to do with stats, but there's other things involved. Incorporating your team into the game plan. He was able to pass to 8 different receivers
They can take
in
a
almost
game over
every single game.
anytime as well.
Right.
You can definitely take a game over.
Who you guys know?
Good at improv, able to get a touchdown if the ball's thrown to him awkwardly in a snow game.
Yep.
He's got style. I think they were better than the Chiefs this year. I think they should have been in the bowl.
Well, then win the game.
I understand. I'm just spitballing. Like, this is a team that I believe, and they don't need to do much.
I disagree.
What do you think? Defense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God fucking yeah.
I don't think their defense was that bad this year. I don't know why
I'm
you
not
think
saying
that
that.
way,
I'm
but-
not gonna say that I was right or I told you so or I said this all along. But I said at the beginning of the season I don't believe in this defense and letting everybody go on because you got these new guys and in the playoff it really fucking hurts. Now the first game of the playoffs they played just fine, right? We come to the Chiefs, the big game, and actually the real Super Bowl for the Bills because they had to get over this hump of losing to the Chiefs. And DeMar Hamlin played one of the worst games of his life. The corners were slack. And not doing very well. The only guy I saw on my screen, like to my eye, that played fucking football that day on the defense was Phillips, number 97. He was a monster. He was every fucking
He
word.
was all over. He was all over.
And players had their times. Who was the guy that almost made that pick on Worthy and stuff like that? Was a good play. He probably should bounce his way, but it didn't. But everybody was out of position. Everybody was lethargic, and they didn't play very well. The defense just didn't play good that game. And we can say that they should have got that 4th down call. They should have got the call for with who was it? Was it Kincaid on 3rd down? That was the 1st down. Okay, that's fine. So the 4th down, now that's not. Yeah, they got fucked on that call, but goddamn, they should have played better. Even Josh Allen is not escaping any of this wrath because that first drive, they come out, they throw, bang, 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 3 plays, 3 throws, three and out. That's poor. Don't do that. Josh, come on, buddy.
And an interception right off the bat, too.
Tell the coach to go fuck himself. You're going to run that ball on 2nd down. You're going to run that ball on 1st down. You're going to run it your fucking self. He didn't run the ball at all in the first half. He didn't take control of the game. Like that's why he is the best. That's why he's the MVP. He literally is the MVP. He's the most valuable player in the league to his team. He really is because it goes as he goes. He has to take over these games and make it happen for himself and show these motherfuckers I'm still here.
That was the
We're
problem.
going to do this stuff, and then it all comes around. He didn't do that in the first half.
That's why they didn't
lost
get
him
it
because
right
they didn't
this
play
whole
very good.
season because they took him out of the equation where sometimes he has to shoulder the game. They
He's
took
Josh
him
Allen.
out of
He's
that
the best
equation.
quarterback in the NFL. You don't take the.
I think they were worried about him getting hurt a lot this year, and that's why they did this stupid take him out of the equation, let him spread the ball around, which it did work. It got him there.
No, it was the worst season to do that in because your offense is lacking, your defense is lacking more than it was
The
last year.
offense is not that
And he made it further.
I don't think the offense is that bad. I
Actually,
think
they made the same spot.
I think they moneyballed that shit and did right, and they got these players at a very good price.
Dude, touchdown Hollins was awesome this year. Shakir is
Love
really a
that
good
Hollins.
receiver in this league.
Really good.
Coleman's going to be a really good receiver.
He's
in this
already
league.
decent.
Cook has cemented himself as a starting running back in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Fully starting running back.
Mm-hmm. And then you got Kincaid and Dawson. Knox is going to be on his way out in a couple of years, but you still got Kincaid. And I know he has the dropsies right now, but he is still a good tight end. You can't say he's not. He is still a
You
very
guys have
good
the
tight
best, worst two tight end. Yeah, they're good, but you know what? I keep looking to see where these guys are going to actually make an impact, and I really don't see it.
I know.
Mostly.
I think Kincaid.
Neither of them. Knox or
I do
Kincaid.
think Kincaid has better days. I think he's still adjusting.
And the defense, man.
He's going to be fine. I like our defense, though. I like
your
all the
secondary
players.
is fucking weak.
I love Benford. I love Tyrone Johnson. He was hurt that last game. He didn't get to play a lot.
Did Douglas play in this game?
Yeah, he had some great plays.
I don't know.
You got up front, you got Ed Oliver, Douglas, Miller, Jordan Phillips. You got stars up there.
Well, they all had a bad game against the Chiefs.
It's going to happen.
And DeMar Hamlin had the worst game of all.
The Chiefs are a kryptonite, probably.
So,
and that's why when people are like, well, if they go next year.
I'm not taking credit for saying the defense ain't going to be ready when the playoffs come, but the defense wasn't ready when the Chiefs came.
Right.
They were not ready.
Was not. If we would have played the way the Eagles played last night, that defense, we would have been in the Super Bowl.
I like you guys making some adjustments to that. To figuring that shit out. Get a veteran in the secondary. One veteran. I don't care if it starts or not. Get one good veteran.
Garrett?
He's not a secondary player. He's stupid.
Oh, I didn't hear you say secondary. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go get Myles Garrett because you don't need help on the line. You need help in the secondary. You need a linebacker.
Newsom? Emerson? Let's get some Browns players over there.
Yeah.
They have a good rapport with Buffalo.
Yeah. Grab a really good, talented corner.
There's not.
For no reason at all, just to have a talented corner.
I don't know how many are available this year, but I know Newsom and Emerson, I think they're both available.
I don't know how much man-to-man you guys play. But dude, Emerson would be a really good lock corner for you guys. A change of scenery for him would probably bring him back. He had a really bad year this year, but the year before he was the best corner in the league, period.
Whatever.
And he got snubbed from the Pro Bowl.
As much as you say when Benford and frickin' Tyrone Johnson are healthy, they can't be stopped. They just weren't healthy enough this year, and that's why we had some of those issues.
I expect some changes for the Buffalo Bills. And I don't mean a coach. I don't think you need to change the head coach.
What do you think about offensive coordinator? You still like Joe Brady, or
what was wrong with Joe Brady this year?
People will give him flack because they didn't win when they should have, when it counted. But
yeah, but I think that was on the field mostly.
I think that what I'm getting at is that last game against the Chiefs when they kept trying to run the ball on 4th and 1, and they kept getting stuffed. Why would you keep doing it? Why would you keep play after play?
You believe in your team, but you're right. I get it.
But you got to.
I don't like the screens.
Got to mix it up a little bit.
I don't like running screen passes to Shakir. I don't think that Josh Allen is set up for all these different options that he wants to sometimes run with a tight end leaking out and a bubble screen on the side. I think it's a stupid play. But I do believe that Joe Brady can run his offense. I believe a lot of offensive coordinators can run his offense. How lucky you to have Josh Allen. You can spread 5 people out with 10 yards into the goal line, and it's an automatic play every time.
Yep.
You throw the 2 outs and you run the fucking ball, and 85% of the time, that's a touchdown. They can stop it, but they're probably not going to stop it. The Arizona Cardinals aren't stopping that. Cleveland Browns aren't stopping that.
Jets aren't stopping that.
Jets aren't stopping that fucking play.
They're supposed to have one of the... He dismantled them every time he played them this year.
Mm-hmm. They're good. They made some changes,
though. Bills playoffs next year, though, or what? Quick questions. Playoffs, divisional.
Well, I believe
champion,
playoffs.
AFC champion.
Let's get a little closer, but if I had to make a prediction right now, Bills definitely playoffs, win the division.
You don't think divisional?
Division of what?
The division after the playoffs.
I'm going to say that's all I'm going to say is they win the division, they make the playoffs. I'm not going to say they win the game in the playoffs or any of that bullshit. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But I will say they make the playoffs. We've talked a whole bunch about this fucking roster and what's going on with his team. What do you feel? Yeah, he's got something to say.
I got absolutely.
What do you feel about this Bills team? What do you do?
Everything you said sounds absolutely.
Don't do that.
I have no idea what you just were talking about.
Am I Drake and you're Kendrick and you're just gonna ride me into the promised land?
Yeah. What's going on right now?
Jesus Christ.
So, how far do you think the Bills make it next year? Just answer that.
It's hard to say. They'll make it to the playoffs.
Okay.
You know what?
In that division.
Not next week and not the week following or even next week. Probably sometime in April or May. We'll come back and visit this NFL upcoming season. We'll make some predictions. You know, last year I predicted, and I'll keep saying
predictions.
Bold prediction last year for me was the NFC North was going to be the best division in football. And
we should put a little money on it. $10 each. Put it in an envelope. Whoever's prediction's closest at the end of next season, you get $30. Yeah, make a little bet.
Hey, before we go, do you want to mention UFC?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was a shit card.
Doesn't want to.
It was a shit card.
Well, that sucks.
It was shit fights.
Let's watch Monday Night Raw tonight, and then we'll talk about that next. Absolutely, I'm going to watch it. Why not?
Why not?
It's entertaining.
We can definitely do some fucking wrestling talks on this shit.
And we can bring Dusty Keishan to talk sometimes about it.
Yeah, he always comes in when I'm not here.
Yeah, it's all right. Bring him in and talk about some of the badasses in wrestling.
Like
John Cena's farewell tour. Roman Reigns
You know the
coming
guy's
back.
a degenerate.
Who?
Dusty Quiche.
That's okay.
He's a degenerate.
He knows a lot about wrestling.
I don't know. You talk to him. I don't talk to him.
He's been slated to win 46 matches. He never won any of them.
Never won anything. All right. Well, that's anybody else? Anything else to say?
Nope.
You gonna trim that beard up for us next week?
Nope.
He's got bugs laying eggs in it. He didn't like a joke. I said
You say it every time.
All right, that's it from everybody here at Piggy and Jake. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to
Go
like,
Bills.
subscribe,
Go Browns.
tune in on the Instagram and on
Go
X.
Steelers.
We'll be here next week.
Congratulations to the Eagles as well.
Congratulations to you.
Man, what a freaking game. Thank you for beating Mahomes.
Nice one. Well, thank you for whooping.
Whooping him. His zebras weren't there. That's why he lost. Shalom. Shalom.
We'll see you guys next week.
I'm going to do one.